What did you think about, the World Trade Center? I don't know, probably the same thing that everyone thought, shame for those 2,500 people who died. Anyone reacts to that kind of a situation in the same manner, and it doesn't really matter what creed, what religion they practice. With, just one stroke, 1.5 billion people became evil.
Yeah.
Because they happen to practice a particular faith, the same faith as the people who attacked you. And so everyone was condemned.
Yeah.
Rightly condemned.
And Islam is only just teaches peace and tolerance, and Islam have values, but those Muslims who are not following the values, they are not representing Islam at all.
Well, it's not a fair representation, and the thing is that what they do instead is not just, they usually don't focus on the Muslims who are condemning the attacks. They'll focus on, you'll find some fringe Imam who's saying, yes, well done. And then you'll focus on that, and you'll play that image over and over and over and over.
And people decided to use our power to get what we can get, and they're using a means of, somebody killing somebody else, Christian or Muslim or Jewish or whatever happening. They're using sometimes as a religion thing, but absolutely nothing to do with religion. In the Quran, Allah clearly said, He said, "Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun la a'budu ma ta'buduna wa la antum a'buduna ma a'bud." It's a surah in the chapter, very small. Allah says, don't worry about it. If they don't want to believe, you're on your path and we're on our path.
In New Zealand, there's this kind of low-level form of discrimination that takes place, and I've even said this before, I kind of describe it as a daily assault, where you're always having to explain things. So the second, as I said, someone finds out you're a Muslim, there's something that you need to say in your defense. Right? But I'm not that kind of Muslim.
Yeah.
If I had an accent, that would make a big difference.
Yeah.
In fact, if I had an accent, I don't think I would have this job. I think the reason I have this position is because I sound the way I do.
Yeah. Since like 9/11, that time a little bit we feel that we're in a bit of corner kind of thing, slightly. But then time goes and people realize, the Muslim was not like that.
Yeah.
When we do find some time, people are not, I don't say racist, like he says ignorant. They say sometimes because they're not very happy with something else. It's nothing with me or Islam, but they must have some bad experience or maybe Muslim or something happened to them. I mean, unfortunately, we also believe as a Muslim, our downfall is that why in the world now, you can see the problems, the Muslims, and we also neglect our own religion. Unfortunately, if you find out of 100% of the Muslim in the world, I tell you that what we've observed, 90% Muslim doesn't pray 5 times a day. It's a fact.
Did some Muslims find justification for their behavior within the Quran and the prophetic traditions? It seems so. They interpret it in such a way so as to justify that. It is peculiar from the perspective of an Islamic scholar, and I suspect from the perspective of most Muslims, because everything within Islam runs counter to their actions.